It has been a long time since I've actually recorded a video, and that's mostly down to work and I've just been busy. But seeing as the summer anime season is almost reaching an end, I promised that I would make 2 more review videos for spring anime. So let's start with Go Go Loser Ranger. Before we get into the video, if you like anime and movie reviews, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Anyway, back to the video. So Go Go Loser Ranger is an anime from the spring season, which is a long time ago because we're almost at the end of the summer anime season. But I really wanted to talk about this anime because when I first saw the trailer for it, it really captured my attention. And I was really interested in this concept because this anime follows the story of Fighter D. So a decade ago or so, like several years ago, monsters basically begin invading Earth, but then arrived the Dragon Keepers, the Power Rangers of this universe, and they defeated the monsters. They defeated all the boss monsters, and when they found the headquarters of the monsters, they saw that there were only fighters left. And these fighters are like mobs. You know, when you watch an episode of Power Rangers, there's those gray mobs that they have to defeat before they fight the boss monsters. So yeah, these fighters are basically those mobs, those putty men. And so after defeating all the boss monsters, the Dragon Keepers see that all that's left are these fighters. And well, being a Dragon Keeper is apparently very lucrative business, and they don't want it to just end like that. So what they do is they make a contract with these fighters. We don't annihilate you, we don't destroy you to the point where you can't regenerate. In turn, you have to create a boss monster, or at least, because they can shapeshift, so they can have to shapeshift into these boss monsters so that the Dragon Keepers can defeat them week on week, and that becomes a big show in itself. And that is kind of parallel to what we see when we watch the Power Rangers, where every week we have this boss monster of the week. We have to go through an entire plot, but here there is no plot needed for the Dragon Keepers. The big attraction is you get to see them defeat this boss monster every week, and they have a huge stadium for it, and there are massive crowds, massive merchandising, and the Dragon Keepers aren't just 5 rangers like we see in Power Rangers, but a huge organization that trains recruits from cadets to keep the peace. But the real truth is, there is not much of a peace to keep since there are no real boss monsters. They're just trying to keep up the illusion. So yeah, after years and years of going through this, the fighters are kind of just sick of it. They're done with it, so they're dissatisfied, and one fighter named Fighter D decides to stand up for himself in one of those weekly showdowns, and well, ends up getting beat because he's a fighter. He doesn't actually have the power to take down these Dragon Keepers, because on top of having these Dragon Keeper powers, they also have divine artifacts, which is what they use to defeat monsters when they actually want to, because those artifacts eliminate those monsters, making sure they don't ever regenerate. So after spectacularly failing at taking on the Dragon Keepers head on, Fighter D gets a great idea of infiltrating the Dragon Keeper Association by being a recruit. And that is where the story kicks off. So his aim to get revenge on the Dragon Keepers kicks off when he starts to join their recruits. And so that's what the story follows, is how will he navigate this world without having his identity compromised? How will he fool and trick his other recruits around him into believing that he is just a human and not actually a fighter? And that's where a lot of the intrigue comes from. But also, Fighter D is a great character. He starts off as a quite annoying character because he's very naive to the world. All these fighters are very naive to the world because they've been trapped up there cooking up weekly ideas for bosses to be defeated. So, as I said, he starts taking them on head on first before realizing subterfuge is a better way to go, and then he realizes that he's still gotta be smart about things even though he's going undercover, because he is kind of a very emotional fighter, and so whenever he just gets pissed, he is at risk of revealing his identity. And throughout the series, he learns how to play it smart instead of trying to just brute force it, because he realizes just how weak he actually is and that he needs to maneuver this with intelligence. Because if he were just to go all guns blazing, he's done, he's finito. And in infiltrating this organization, we see that the Dragon Keepers aren't just the selfless heroes that we see them to be. There is more to them. They are human. First of all, they're doing this whole thing just to keep their fame intact, because there is no real threat, apparently. And we see that they are all selfish people with their own motivations and intentions of why they want there, besides just the fame. And that's what I love about this anime, is this deconstruction of the Power Rangers, of these Sentai warriors. Because in Power Rangers TV show, I don't know about Super Sentai in Japan, but these guys are portrayed as pillars of justice and morality, and they never really do much wrong. They have their human moments, but they don't really have villainous moments. And in this show, it deconstructs them to having downright villainous personas, some of them. And it begs the question, who are the real villains? Is it the monsters who want to attack humanity, or is it these rangers who are willing to use whatever means necessary to keep the fame and attention on them? Now, while the series premise is incredible and I think the characters are really great, they really shell out this world, there is one big flaw I found with this anime, and that is the pacing. Because the pacing and editing in this anime can be somewhat a little bit weird, especially in the second half of the anime. The first half is pretty straightforward, but it does feel that it's moving a bit quicker, but not so much it'll throw you off. But that second half, where there is basically a tournament arc, the pacing gets a little bit off. Things are cut in and out and edited in a way that can make you be lost, and I felt lost sometimes throughout that second part of the season. But yeah, that is just the big flaw that this series has. Overall though, I think it still manages to be a solid series, and there's still a lot of intrigue of where this could go from where it ends this season. And I am looking forward to seeing what more they can do, how they can flesh out the world, or build out these other Rangers, and what more mysteries, because there are a bunch of mysteries in this world, and what more of that awaits us, and how far can Fighter D go, and will he actually finally be able to get his revenge on the Dragon Keepers? Also, the animation is okay, I guess. There are high points, there are low points. There's a lot of use of 3D CG, but I don't think that detracts from the anime watching experience as a whole. So yeah, animation's alright. It's done by YoStar Pictures. I've never really heard of them. I don't know what they've done, but yeah, overall animation is okay. Anyway, if you like deconstructive anime that take something we know, deconstruct it in a very unique way, I think you will love Go Go Loser Ranger, or in Japanese, Sentai Daishikaku. I give Go Go Loser Ranger a solid 6.5 out of 10. Anyway, have you seen Go Go Loser Ranger? If you have not, I recommend you check it out. It truly is something different for me, and I've watched anime for a long time. So yeah, do check it out, and I'll see you in the next video.